Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to come on here and do another quick editing video. I want to talk a little bit about the tone curve and color grading. We've had a lot of questions and conversations about that, so I just want to start with a simple photo that I took here in my garden. We have some pretty bright direct morning light, but it is coming in from the side here, so it's very directional. Very lovely. It kind of acts as a very strong second element as far as subject goes because the tiny little flowers are so soft. And I'm okay with it. I think it adds a lot of interest with in conjunction with the middle plane of focus here. So you have foreground blur and then of course all the background blur and then just a lot of beautiful light coming in. So let's go ahead and reset this image back to the raw straight out of camera and go down and start with lens corrections right off the bat. And that just softens everything. This was a beautiful early morning tucked away in my garden, and so I just want to keep this very serene and soft in that vein. Now I do want to note that I do shoot in Kelvin, so I don't often adjust the white balance, but because I fully reset it, it kind of lost that information. So just kind of make some of my go-to adjustments here. Nothing too crazy. Just things, like I said, we're going for softer, simpler things, and I really find that that tends to just be the best. I'm not someone who likes to spend a ton of time fussing over editing. I will lose interest very quickly, so kind of set points for an S-curve here, and it's kind of fun to see how impactful that can be. I know it looks kind of silly now, but let's just wait for it. I tend to know that if I keep it on the softer side initially, that by the time I go in and make more color adjustments, then you know, I'll get that look that I'm really going for. And then of course the color channels here can be difficult to get the hang of, but you really have to understand in Lightroom that everything works in harmony with one another, and color is so important when it comes to when it comes to everything. If you're considering any color changes or color grading or improving color at all, you know, just everything works together. Nothing is singled out. Everything is you know, has its opposite and equal in this program, especially colors. Like you'll see as we go into the HSL color panel. Okay, I know this looks really crazy. Bear with me, we'll get this sorted out. So this is, and I wanted to kind of do this extreme adjustment here as we go. So here, turn that off. On, I want to show you kind of the extremes here so you can see exactly how impactful each setting can be. So, and again, most of the colors. So here you have like all the single colors, and as you adjust these, they're individual, right? You're adjusting each individual color, but then take note that each one that's next to one another has the greatest impact on that partnering color. So red and orange will affect one another greatly, orange and yellow, yellow and green, and so on and so forth. So it's really neat to watch how that changes. And it takes a lot of playing and understanding to know like what affects what and what you like, and just kind of seeing exactly, I want that blue to really pop, so let's leave that up there. Like if you adjust the luminance, for example, you can see without adjusting, I have adjusted the saturation. Let's go and turn that off. If you adjust the luminance, what an impact that has on the color because of how much light or less light, in the sense, the luminance of it is changed. So it's really amazing. I just don't want to lose those sweet blue flowers in the overall photo, so kind of kind of soften that there, or brighten the blues, I mean. And let's see, okay. My usual split toning. Split toning really works with the original white balance that you had started with, and changing the highlights and shadows and the like the soft color hue that is throughout the whole thing. So lastly and most importantly, let's go to the calibration, and this is my favorite tool. It's one that I really I sit here and I just play and I play. Like, look at that impact right there. How crazy of a change that is. I just sit here and I played with this so much, and I just keep adjusting. I look for the color hues I like, as in like the greens. I love it when they're a little bit more blue than yellow. I love warm tones. You know, I really just like to see kind of how each color impacts one another and what it can do. So it's just really, really neat. So after I have this like initial edit done, I'm going to go back through to the very top, and I'm going to like fine tune anything that, like, I don't know, that seems like it could just help with that last bit of emphasis, right, to really make it stand out and just be beautiful. What I love so much about the tone curve is how each little point, each subtle adjustment just has a really big, incredible impact on the outcome, right? Like just tiny things. And the more you play and get used to using it, the better off you'll be as you go. And the more you can customize photos or create your own style or make your own presets, any number of options like that. I do know it's not for everybody. It can be difficult. It is quite a learning curve. And so that's why I figured I'd just kind of show you how I'm going through this, and just know that the way I'm editing things now is not how I've always edited them. It's not how I still always edit. Like, I've saved my own presets at this point. I don't do this every time because this would just take way too long. I don't have this kind of time to dedicate to every single photo that I edit. But I do like going through and, you know, getting that reminder of, you know, this is really what it's like to build upon the photo every single time. You know, and it's important for me to just keep going through. You know, I know that extremes in the tone curve will lend to really beautiful soft touches in the end that, you know, had I not went for those extremes first, I would have never had. So let me finish this up and wrap this up for you. It's probably getting long enough already. So this is probably not where I would leave this right now. Just be, oh, there we go. We're getting really close. I think this is getting, let's see a before and after. So interesting, so beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna leave off there. I'm very happy with this. I think it's very soft, and I think, you know, I can play with it. I could play with this photo all day long, but this is a kind of a great, great stopping point. Here's a before and after. Beautiful light. It is, you know, every editing style is going to be different for everybody, and the more I see this, the more I'm just like, oh, I can do this, or I could do that, or I could change this, and at some point you just have to realize that's enough and you're done. So at this point I would step away, and then I would come back and look at it later and see if I'm happy with it. Right now I'm happy with this, and yeah, it's a beautiful spring out here, so I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are.